Thanks for coming on and helping out.
Yeah,
answering
my pleasure.
A few questions.
Let's do it.
So do you just want to introduce yourself a little bit, say where you're from, your hometown, everything?
Yeah, so, yo. I'm Adrian, I'm from Hong Kong, and I'm just like here on exchange, St. Mike's, to play lax with the team.
Cool.
That's pretty much it.
Why did you initially choose St. Mike's?
So back home, I'm a med student, and like we have a painfully long degree. So it's like 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So they decided to like give us the third year to do anything that we choose, to like give us some freedom to explore stuff outside of medicine that we might potentially be interested in. So, I mean, obviously I really do love lacrosse a lot, and so I decided to devote the first semester of my third year to come here to play lax with you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How long ago did you start playing lacrosse?
Everyone in Hong Kong pretty much starts playing once we go into college, because it's not really a big thing outside of that. So that's pretty much when I picked it up as well.
Do you think it's a growing sport in Hong Kong? Like, is it becoming more popular?
Yeah, definitely. With like all the World Lacrosse and the potential addition into the Olympics, they're definitely pushing for lacrosse to grow as a sport.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So obviously you've trained with us all fall. Is there like a big difference between like lacrosse here versus lacrosse in Hong Kong versus just because it's been more like established in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like since it's a lot more established here, first off, definitely skill-wise, there's a huge difference. I mean, honestly, like I think you guys are on par with our national team, so that says a lot. But also, I think one thing that's a really important difference actually is that people in the US here, like they go to college to play lacrosse. And so you guys are a lot more motivated to actually commit to the sport and like put extra hours in and stuff. Whereas in Hong Kong, it's kind of like, so far it's more of like a hobby or like just like a club that you choose to join. It's more like club lax. So the commitment levels are really different.
Okay. Are you gonna eventually try and play on your national team, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I was on the U21 team, but I missed a bunch of tournaments because med exams are a thing, and for me, I do prioritize medicine over lax.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I missed a lot of the tournaments.
So what is there any specific area in medicine that you're studying, or like what kind of like what's your role?
Yeah, so for our first 6 years, it's kind of just generally learning the stuff, and then we have to specialize afterwards, which is another 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
So
another 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really like a lifetime of learning.
Yeah.
That's what they love to say.
But you love it?
I do love it. I'm excited to go back and continue. But I think I'm more interested in the surgery aspect of medicine, so that's probably what I'm gonna head into.
Nice. All right, so kind of off lacrosse and like college and everything, what would you say is the biggest difference you see from living here for the fall versus back in Hong Kong?
Well, firstly, people-wise, I think there's a huge difference. Hong Kong people tend to be more like closed in and less sociable than people here. I personally really love the difference. I really like appreciate the openness, and the more like you guys are more talkative, it's just a lot easier to get on with people here, I think. But also like environment-wise, I also really appreciate like there's no open space in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And like the countryside here is just great. Yeah, I love it.
Do you have any idea as to why people here are more open and more willing to talk versus in Hong Kong?
Honestly, I think it might be just like our general culture.
Yeah.
I think we tend to be more reserved, and Asian people in Hong Kong, I can't speak for Asians in general, but I guess we just not as open to approaching other people and stuff like that.
Okay. Like growing up in Hong Kong, I'm sure you've heard and seen probably stereotypes about like Americans in the media or just from growing up. And is there any that have stood out to you when you've come here and be like, wow, that's true, or that's totally false and just kind of fictionized in media?
I think I've seen quite a few like true stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like some positive and some like I don't know, you know. But
Yeah.
the positive ones, like I mean, people have always been like, oh yeah, like Americans are super like open and stuff, and like just exactly as I talked about, you guys are, and like I love that. That's great. But yeah, I've also heard like people always make a joke where they're like, oh, when I go to exchange in America, so the kids ask me, is Hong Kong in Japan? Which is just completely not true. But I've actually been asked that by a kid on the team. I'm not gonna put any names out there, but it's happened. And like before I came here, some of my friends told me that some people never travel outside of the U.S. and they just kind of spend their whole lives there. At first, before coming, I didn't really understand that. But after coming here, like I've traveled like over the holidays to like different states and stuff. Like I can actually kind of understand that, as crazy as it might sound, because like the U.S. is actually just imperceptibly huge to me.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Hong Kong on the map, it's like you can't even see it.
Yeah.
So like I can kind of understand now how some people just never have to travel out.
That makes sense. Are you, do you think you're gonna come back to the United States in the future?
Oh yeah, for
Definitely?
sure. Yeah, to visit you guys for holidays, like maybe even to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You think you want to live here in the future?
Oh yeah,
Possibility?
definitely a possibility.
Awesome.
But I do have to work in Hong Kong for a bit.
Yeah,
first, so, yeah, there's that.
Is there any, so I know you've been to Vermont, you've been to Boston, right?
Yeah.
New York.
New York.
Is there anywhere else that is on your kind of wish list?
On my
of where
wish
you wanna
list?
go?
Yeah, like LA.
LA.
And just like California. And I also want to, my friends keep on telling me to go to Philly, but I hear it's like kind of dangerous. But they go to college there, so I still like really want to visit them regardless.
Yeah. What's been your favorite city so far?
Boston.
Boston?
Yeah.
Why Boston?
I think most people would expect New York, but yeah, I think like to me, New York kind of feels like Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Just because of how like, you know, packed in and like city it is. But I really like the architecture of Boston and just like the general vibe around like that Harvard area. Yeah, I really like the vibe and the architecture there is super
awesome. Well, next time you're in the United States in Boston, I'm gonna have to take you back to my hometown.
Hell yeah.
Go boating, catch some fish.
Let's do it.
Cool. Well, thank you, Adrian. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, Locke.